Welcome to Stock Talk on July 9th at 6:36 p.m. Eastern Time. What an incredible response yesterday in yesterday's video. Thank you so much for all those likes, and I'm extremely grateful for all those people who think that the video does benefit you, so keep that coming. In the meantime, let's look at SPY on the 180-day chart using the Thinkorswim platform, and we're gonna take a look at this trend because what we said yesterday pretty much panned out. And here's the 180-day chart zoomed out for you guys. A lower high shown by the blue line, and look where the SPY closed today. Pretty much right at the resistance at 280. So, this is something that we talked about yesterday, and now we're monitoring something that is a little more interesting. So what am I seeing in the near future is, yes, we hit that mark, that 278 mark today, but now we're looking at a resistance area from 278 to 279.40. Now, let me just tell you that, in my opinion, this resistance isn't that tough to break, given that we've consolidated quite a while down here, okay? But we have to monitor what the futures are doing. So we're looking at futures and what the futures are doing tonight and tomorrow. So there's a couple of scenarios that I'm exploring for the markets. And you guys can see I boxed in this area right here. I made a higher high line in the more near term, and we can expect a push up. So we can, one way is we can start gapping up either, pre-market tomorrow or during the futures tonight. We can gap up over the 278 mark, and then tomorrow when the market starts trading, the markets can come down back to the 278 mark to test the new what? The new support, right? This should have been a resistance. If we gap up, it'll be a new support. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is obviously we get rejected and we start coming back down to the 20 EMA line before we retest it either pre-market tomorrow or during trading tomorrow. But either way, the market continues to look bullish, and any close above 279.40 will be extremely bullish for the markets, and the next major resistance would be near the 180-day resistance. That area would be from 283 to 284.50. That would be the area of the next resistance. So that's a major resistance here. This surely is a nice horizontal resistance here. It's it's powerful. This is a strong resistance, but we did consolidate here for quite a bit of time. So in my opinion, we have a good potential to break through. Taking a look at TVIX or tracking volatility, we see volatility continuously dropping as markets are pushing higher. This is why I went long with the markets Friday, as we were pushing higher, and I do expect volatility to continue dropping if and when we cross that resistance especially. So let's take a look at 4/CL. But before we do, I do want to once again thank everyone for watching these videos. These videos are for you guys, so hopefully if you guys do find these helpful, please do share this with your friends or family who you feel like could benefit from these videos, because I do it for you guys. And of course, hit and smash that like button. I do love seeing those likes, just to see how many people are watching these videos and how many people do enjoy and benefit from getting these videos and learning something and profiting from these videos. Not from these videos, profiting from your own trading habits. Okay, your own trading habits, right? Because it's all you guys. So here we are. Crude oil resistance happens to be a 76.20, right? That's the 76.40. That's the major resistance, 10-year resistance. Have we gotten there yet? Not yet. We're looking at a near-term support at 72.70, and we're pretty much steady near the middle, right, between the major resistance and the support. So I do still see crude oil to push even higher. Those tickers that follow crude oil are UWT and GUSH. So this is one. Just note that as we near the resistance, we're expecting more risk involved in getting to those tickers. But regardless, we do see GUSH here today pushing nearly 8%. Guys, GUSH is at almost $45. Remember, it went back down for a period of time, right, to the 20 EMA line. It was at $37 and change just a couple of days ago. So this is one where you guys see the ascending triangle pattern, and now we've broken to the top. Just note that if you're in GUSH, we are near the major resistance, but we do see potential for crude oil to push higher. So monitor your risk if you're in GUSH. Taking a look at /NG or natural gas futures. Natural gas futures, we talked about this as well in previous videos. We talked about taking a position, I think around here, right, into DGAZ or inverse natural gas, because we can see that we've gotten rejected at the 20 EMA, the light blue line, every single time. Because natural gas is falling and we know that there's a potential for it to get rejected again, the potential ticker to look into is inverse natural gas. As natural gas falls, DGAZ goes higher. And look, we kind of went down here. And now we're coming back up to where? Probably the 20 EMA, doesn't have to. But you guys can see that your exit port for DGAZ could have been around right here near the bottom. But this is why I love kind of technical analysis. You find your good entry and exit points and take advantage of it. So that's natural gas for you. Natural gas continues to be on a steady decline, but on a slower pace back down right now. You guys can see that here's the fast pace, but now we're getting some choppiness, perhaps a little bit more support coming up. So yeah, just be careful. I'm not actively going to DGAZ right now. /GC tracking gold futures. Gold futures, you guys can see that the resistance, move this line just a tad lower to 1267, around that area. You guys can see that we tested the resistance today, kind of came off of it. But certainly look at JNUG, right? JNUG follows /GC, and even though it came down, made these two red candles today, JNUG still pushed a little bit higher, showing strength in gold, right? JNUG. So if gold does do a double top at the very least, or tries to test that top again, we can expect JNUG to push higher. And JNUG continues to be, in my opinion, a good one to watch. You guys can see that we're at the 20 EMA line, or the light blue line. We pretty much closed where we closed the previous day, even though we made an intraday high. You guys can see that. But if we do see a bounce off of the 20 EMA, there's a potential that we can go back in JNUG. That's something for you guys to watch as well, especially if /GC does do that double top. All right, let's take a look at a couple of tickers. Before we do, I want to show you guys a couple of tickers that I'm now in. Okay, so MU, this is not only for Trader Princess, but everyone, and Eric, yeah, all you guys who love MU. Here, MU is having a higher low, and I took a position this morning, so I got a little too excited. Let's take a look at intraday, and I see that I went in during pre-market, and when I got in, upon market open, we saw it kind of collapse back down to $53 and change before it went up over $54. So I'm in MU, and the reason is, you guys can see this predictable higher low pattern, bounded by this very nice 150 SMA line. And this is one where, since it's kind of consolidated for a while, there's a potential for it to push higher. So I'm in MU, and this is the trend that I'm seeing. Very good call out, and yeah, this is a good pattern in my opinion. So there you go, MU it is. The other one I took a small position in is IQ. And IQ, the reason I took a position in this one is we did because of this massive uptrend, we knew that the probable retracement area was from $28 to $31, right? Those areas were the areas of support. And right now we're kind of being bounded by a red line, which is the 200 period SMA line. And we saw a nice bounce up today. So I participated in that bounce. However, just be cautious in this one. And I think this is a little more opinion based, because if this starts falling, I'm pulling the trigger and exiting with profits. But this is one where, there's a potential for it to push higher, and we know that there probably is support around here. The question is it going to be able to keep over the 50 SMA line? Will it be able to close on a daily basis over the 50 SMA line? Until that happens, that would look much nicer. But for now, this could be a nice day trade, possibly a one-day swing trade. But long-term hold, unless you're holding for like a month or more, I think just kind of be on the lookout for this one. But I just want to point you guys to this one, just show you guys. You don't have to actively invest in this one. Another one is Tesla that I'm actively watching. This one looks much better, actually. Look at the 1 year chart. You guys can zoom in. Here's the 1 year chart right here. Zoom in on this current trend. You guys see this tail candle that was made, and now we're popping back higher. And this is the support line. Around 310 to 315 is a nice support. We managed to close at 318. This actually shows more strength in Tesla, and this is nice confirmation given this kind of candle down here, tail candle. So there's potential for Tesla to push higher, but right now we're at the 20 EMA line. I would like to see Tesla to go higher, confirm the 20 EMA as the support, and then to push higher. So not something I would actively go in right now, as I don't have a position in here, but I want to see the strength holding of 318, 320. I need this to hold, especially on a daily basis. So It's just something for you guys to monitor. And then finally, one of you guys did contact me on Facebook. Thank you so much. McDonald's. Look at this, right? You guys called out McDonald's in the past. Support 155.60. Resistance is around 173. It's on the uptick. Perfect job calling this one out. And I think if you're in this one, you're on a great trajectory, and there's a potential for you to make profit on this one. So just though this is a little slower moving, this is only a couple percentage points, but certainly a great pattern for entry level, or if you guys like slower patterns or safer patterns, McDonald's definitely the way to go. And you can get some of your McDonald's money back if you make money on the stock. Sorry, I just had to put that in. GILD, Addy Boy. All right, welcome. So Addy Boy, here's GILD, or Gilead Science. So the thing about GILD is you guys can see that we don't have a clearly defined area of resistance or support. Surely you can say that this is resistance, $77, which is where we're at right now. Let's take a look at 1 year chart. Right, can you guys see that? Right, this is just riskier. It's riskier, and look at the 3 year trend, right? It's just riskier given this kind of trajectory. We did a double top here. I can see that resistance here. Can it get up there? Sure. Will it get up there? I really don't know, given that it doesn't obey most of the moving averages. We do see that support right here and the resistance right here, but that's pretty much all I see. In that case, given that we're so high up and we're overextended, not something that I would actively invest in. If you wanted to get in, at the very least, I would wait for it to maybe come down to the 150 SMA or the yellow line before taking a position. But right now, it might not do that. It might consolidate sideways, but I need the moving averages to start catching up with the price, and it's a little overextended right now. So, all right, hope that helps. Raza, let's take a look at WDC. So I think WDC looks good right now. Yeah, WDC, a horizontal pattern at 76.93. Just note that this was a descending pattern. You guys can see the descending pattern right here. It was a descending triangle, but we managed to pop over the descending triangle right here. So there's potential in this one, but once again, I want to just pay attention to some resistance levels. One resistance level has to be around 84.50. That's a good resistance. There's another small resistance at $82, and we have the moving averages right here as well. So just be careful, because there's potential for this one to kind of come back down to the support and retest it. So I don't know, the potential for profit might not be as great as you think. But certainly, I think if you were in at the support, I think that's okay. But for an entry position, it's just not a good pattern that I would take right now until we kind of pop over the moving averages. All right, Eric, thank you for the MU call out. I got at a great position at 53.28 following your advice. Good job. You got in at a better price than I did. Well, let's yeah, it is your personal, guys, it is your personal decision making these trades, right? I'm just helping you guys make the analysis, but in the end, once you're in the course, you'll be able to analyze any ticker, hopefully, yourself. So any idea how much the course will cost in general release time? So the cost and the general release time, this is still being optimized, and I really want to pinpoint things step by step for you guys, so that you guys would actually know when to enter, when to exit, how to identify patterns, how to manage your risk. All of that is so important to making money in the markets, because if any of those kind of fail, you can end up with a losing trade, even if you've gotten in a good position. So yeah, I'm just optimizing the course, maybe a month, maybe a couple months, but hopefully soon, and I'm constantly working on it. So you guys will get a heads up first. No, don't worry. Tango, you missed on QCOM last time. I appreciate if you can call it out today. So okay, QCOM. So the thing about QCOM is this is one, I'm looking at the 3 year chart again, this is one that is a little less predictable again, okay? And the one thing to note is you can see that if there's a resistance at $68 and there's a support at 50.67, around that area, okay? You can see that, but one thing to note is, look at this, right? It came down, kind of consolidated, and then came down again. And then now spiked to the resistance. And then what? Came down, kind of consolidated. Can you imagine this doing something like this again? Right? This is called market symmetry, right? Look, it might do something like that again during this time period, and I just don't want to actively participate in this one. The pattern, like I said, is not too definable. We're at the middle again, right? There's potential for it to go higher. There's 50% to go lower. Who knows what it will do? And I really, don't really mind. I don't really, you know, it doesn't matter to me what it does. If you're in that position, it would matter to you. But if you're not in that position, there's better patterns to invest in. That's the whole point of identifying a good stock. So, all right, that's QCOM for you. I hope that helps. Rizwan, my friend ticker V, and your friend ticker should be a friend ticker to everyone because this is a pattern that has been an active increase, right? Here's Visa. Active increase. The only thing I can say is it might be a little overextended, but just note that if it comes down a couple dollars, 131, 130, 132, you know, that could be your good entry position. This is certainly one if you're a safer trader, right? If you like to gain just kind of, you know, constant percentage points, you know, this is one that's pretty darn safe to go into, right? This is just holding over the 20 EMA and it's going steadily higher. Very nice. There's nothing to say. I like it. Good job, Rizwan. All right. Chris, appreciate the insight on EL. Can you take a look at TWLO? So here's TWLO, and we're looking at the 3-year chart again. One thing to note is, you guys see this resistance right here? Right? You guys can see this resistance right here. We're getting really close to that resistance level, and therefore, even though there's probably like, what percentage point? Like 10% of gain here? So if we got in right now, right, 10%, I can draw that rectangle. Look at the number of candles above versus the number of candles below. Look how overextended we are. So this is one where we're still overextended. There's a potential for it to push even higher, 5-6%. You know, there's a potential to put 5-6%, but at that point, your risk becomes higher and higher and higher, and when we get this to resistance, it is the highest. And at that point, hopefully you know how to exit that position. But if you're in it now, I think you're okay, but you are getting to that point where you got to start thinking about exiting. Shelly, love your energy analysis. Thanks. Can you take a look at Snap? I think Snap is Snapchat. So Snapchat, we've seen this declining pattern on the 3-year chart, and the one thing to note is look how this area is the resistance. We're looking at the 180-day chart now, 1415, right? This is the gap down area acting as a resistance. Okay, so at the very least, I would actually think that taking a short up here is better, significantly better than taking a long position. Because we're at the resistance, and you guys can see that this is kind of like a declining pattern. You guys see that? So yeah, so this is one where I would think about taking a short. You guys can see that we made, wait, what happened today? Yeah, you guys can see that, right? We hit the resistance and we got rejected right off of it. So yeah, so hopefully that one works. Rico, great video. Wait for AMD to come down to $14 and pay, pull the trigger. Thank you, Rico. Yeah, that's exactly what I agree. Dozy, thank you for your comment. Terry, thank you for your comment as well. Take a look at BA. BA is Boeing. I think Boeing, look at that, right? So as markets are pulling higher, a lot of stocks are re-emerging as very bullish, Boeing being one of them. Look at how Boeing consolidated here at the bottom, and now we're pushing higher. This is another great trend to take a look at. One thing is you can take a look at, zoom in on Boeing more near term. You can see that when Boeing comes down, it likes to reconfirm the 20 EMA, the light blue line, as the support. So when it gets a little lower, we're a little overextended, but if it gets a little lower, you can take that position to Boeing. What a great one to look into, I think, as you're investing. Great call out. Higher low pattern, higher high pattern. I like it. Good job, Terry. John, can you take a look at MDT? Yep, so MDT, let's take a look at this. Yeah, so MDT, if we look at the 3-year chart, we can see a resistance at around $88. Look how close we are to the resistance, right? As we're nearing the resistance, I would even think about taking a short position here. The only thing is we are finding support at the 200 SMA or the moving average right here, right? And that would be our entry position into the ticker. But unfortunately, right now we're at the resistance and it's just too risky to go into a long position now. I would wait for it to come down when it does and take that position. But until then, you know what to do. Draxon, thank you for your comment. Enjoy your videos. Thank you. I enjoy you watching it. And K9, let's take a look at your very last comment, TXN. So I like this pattern. You guys can see that we've been bouncing off of the 20 EMA here, and we're looking at the 3-year chart. The only thing is you can see that we've had a high around 117, 118. It's been pretty hard to break over. So I think in the near term, if you're able to capture that 17 to, you know, this percentage point, where are we? Like right here? Like 2 to 3 percentage points. I think that's good. And again, this one is one that kind of moves a little slower. So I think there's certainly potential for this one to move a couple percentages higher. Whether it breaks this resistance is anyone's guess. And I certainly don't want to be the person guessing at the resistance. So, you know, kind of this is your, you know, this is your resistance area. At that point, if you're in Texas Instruments, you should think about, you know, exiting your position then. All right. That's it for this video. Thank you once again for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, I hope you like it in the future. I will see you guys tomorrow for another trading day. And whoa! You guys can see what happened? Okay, so we have, let's take a look at SPY. What price is SPY? Sorry, I just saw the futures for 278.26. So see, we're already kind of moving over the resistance area. So this is something that we should be monitoring. Of course, this 4-hour candle is still developing, so it can still get rejected at this point. But pay attention to the futures tonight and see what happens when we open tomorrow. Very interesting pattern, something I will be monitoring, but overall, I feel like the market is still bullish. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I see you guys tomorrow for another Stock Talk.